Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today, I wanted to talk about Bill Guerin, who's in the news. He was named to be the general manager for the U.S. for the Four Nations tournament in 2025 and the Olympics the following year. Um, I think that's a good hiring. I I don't know if it's hiring. Maybe it's, whatever. I think he was a good choice. I was a bit surprised by the choice, and we'll get into all that pretty soon here. I think Bill Guerin has done a great job as GM for Minnesota. As an Oilers fan, the Oilers have struggled against the Wild, or at least seemingly struggled against the Wild for forever. And so I am personally enjoying not having to worry about the Minnesota Wild this year as they are near the bottom of the league. But I see people laughing and saying, "Oh, what a crap job by Bill Guerin and all this." And hold on, hold on. They'll be back. I think he's done a wonderful job. He's dealing with a lot of bad contracts. He bought out Zach Parise and Ryan Sutter contracts, and those have been a cloud over him since. And I think it's one that he's willing to work with. Oh, wonderful. I'm getting a pop up on my computer when I'm trying to record here. No, go away. Okay, we're back. Yay. So, oh, another one. Hate. Out. I think we're good. Oh. Okay. I want to keep those in because I'm tired. It's late. But I want to get this video out while I can. I don't want it to be super long. I just want to go over his tenure really quickly. So he comes in, his first season is the 2019-20 season. Another one. Holy. Okay. I'm going to close these while I talk. So the first year, they don't make the playoffs under Bill Guerin. They go 35, 27, and 7, which isn't too much of a downgrade from the year prior. That was good for 6th in the Central. They did, however, because that was a shortened year, make the qualifying round where they lost to the Canucks 3-1. Following year, they end with 35 wins again. But this is good this time because it was a 56-game season due to COVID. So it was good for 3rd in the West Division to lose to the first round again to Vegas in 7, which there's no shame in that. Next year, they have a great year. They win 53 of their 82 games. 2nd in the Central, lose in the first round again, this time to St. Louis in 6 rounds. And 6 games, sorry. Next year, they have a good season, 46 wins, 25 and 11, and is their losses and OT losses. That was good for 3rd in the Central, and then they lost in the first round again. And is that a Bill Guerin problem? They lost to the Stars that time in 6. I don't think so. I think that's a problem he inherited, not just because the GMs before him dealt with that. That just seems to be a Minnesota sports thing. So the fact is that he's been able to construct teams that have been solid regular season teams, including one that had a 50 win year, all while having massive dead cap because of the Ryan Sutter and Parise buyouts. Now, you can argue against buying those out. That's fine, but I think most people, including myself, agree that those were good buyouts. It's not that you don't want another one. Another pop-up. I just opened my computer, and my computer likes to take 2 hours to load up, and I don't got 2 hours to wait. So I am closing these as I'm recording. So 17.6% is the dead cap that this year that Minnesota is dealing with. And that's risen over the couple of years, so Bill Guerin hasn't dealt with that percentage all the time, but it is still a massive amount, and he's been able to build these playoff teams while having about around $10 million less than everyone else's. And it's not that the team he's built is bad or old or any of that. They're young. they're pretty young. Their stars are young. And looking at their roster, just pulling it up here, most of the players on the team came in under him. So he has really reshaped the team. The only players who were here before him is Jonas Brodin, Declan Chris Holm. Oh, sorry, no. He Chris Holm's young. He came in this year. Matthew Boldy came in with him. So that was 2019. Connor Dewar preceded Guerin, as well as did Brandon Duhaime, Eriksson Ek, Foligno, Spurgeon, obviously, and Kaprizov. But everyone else was brought in under Guerin. And I think he's done a wonderful job for Minnesota. And I am biased to Team USA. I know some of you don't know me. You're an Oilers fan, but a lot of personal history. I'm happy to talk about myself. I think I'm a fascinating subject, but we're just going to keep this to Bill Guerin today. And I hope he does well. Even if I was cheering for Canada, it would be good that, for the sake of competition, that US does well and builds a good team. So I think he's a good pick, and I certainly respect him as Minnesota's GM. Minnesota's 169, 90, and 30 under him, not including this year. That winning percentage will definitely go down after this year. So, again, I think it's a good naming. He's clearly passionate and excited about the idea, which is always good and fun to see. But if I'm being honest, I was a little surprised that he was named. I don't think it's a bad choice, but there's 8 other American GMs in the NHL right now, and a few of them, you could argue, could come before Bill Guerin. And maybe these GMs were confronted before Guerin, and we just don't know that. But as far as I'm aware, Bill Guerin was Team USA's first choice. But some other notable American GMs that I thought you could argue could go ahead of Guerin, certainly in my mind, is Don Waddle and Bill Zito. They've done a wonderful job building the Carolina Hurricanes and Florida Panthers, respectively. Lou Lamoriello, he's been around for a long time. I'm not quite sold on him as a GM in the modern age. I have great respect for his long executive career, but it wouldn't have been a big surprise if he was the one chosen, though I might have been a little disappointed. It's like, oh great, US is going to be slow, and we're not going to pass cross 2 lines, because Lou Lamoriello still thinks it's the 90s when he's building his teams. Though I will credit him on the Bo Horvat trade. I think that's been good for the Islanders. Tom Fitzgerald is another notable American GM, but I think he's a little unproven with the Devils roster. Chris Drury, he hasn't been there too long in the Rangers, I think. Let me make sure, double check actually, because I didn't write down when he came in. Chris Drury. Again, I'm tired. It's late, but I wanted to get this out. Since 2021. So yeah, decent time. He's made some good trades. So would have been another good choice. And there were some other ones that Team US could chose from, but I thought those guys were the most notable ones. But at the end of the day, Bill Guerin's been a good GM, and I wanted to use this as an excuse, not only to bring the news, though I'm sure you've all probably heard it, but as an excuse to say I think Bill Guerin's done a great job in Minnesota. He's reshaping the team, and if I wasn't so confident in how the Oilers are playing now, I'd be a little worried about what's to come from Minnesota. Will they pass the first round? Probably not. It's a Minnesota team. It's not Bill Guerin's fault, but maybe he can get to the second round. We'll see. But with that, it's a good night for me. It is 10:58 for me. I still got to eat and shower before the next day. And I mean 10:58 p.m. So good night for me. Whatever it is for you, good night, good morning, good day. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.